Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Dhakal. The top stories first. NCP Secretariat assigns party leadership to sort out unity issue, gives 10 days time to prepare a proposal. Kathmandu sees no respite in surge of coronavirus infection, death toll climbs to 449. Jail inmate dies in suspicious circumstances. Family members claim the victim was murdered. China-India agree not to send more troops to Ladakh. Issue joint statement pledging not to escalate border dispute. And Rajasthan Royals trump Chennai Super Kings in a high-scoring IPL match. CSK falls 16 runs short of the win. Welcome back after the break. We continue with further national news. Coronavirus has claimed 2 more lives in Nepal, taking the death toll to 449. The Health Ministry yesterday confirmed the death of a 50-year-old man from Kathmandu and a 50-year-old woman from Kavri due to coronavirus. According to the ministry, 1,356 new cases were reported in the country during the latest round of tests. Among them, 511 cases were reported in Kathmandu alone, followed by 73 in Lalitpur and 63 in Bhaktapur. The total number of infection in the country has climbed to 66,632. The number of active cases of coronavirus in the country has also surged to 18,142, according to Health Ministry spokesperson Dr. Jageshwar Gautam. So far, 48,061 persons have recovered from the disease. Workers associated with the tourism industry have warned of protest if they are not provided immediate relief by the government. The workers who are preparing the protest have lost their jobs due to the coronavirus pandemic. Organizing a press conference in the capital yesterday, Tourism Service Society Nepal and Tourism Workers Struggle Committee warned that they would start protest if the government does not provide relief within a few days to the workers who have lost their jobs. The tourism sector employees said that they are struggling to make ends meet after being rendered jobless. They further said that they decided to hold protest after their request for help was turned down by the concerned government authorities. They have demanded that the government provide them immediate relief from the Employees Welfare Fund. The fund has collected Rs 150 million since the last 5 years. The tourism sector workers claim that more than 25,000 licensed employees have been rendered jobless due to the current crisis.
कोर्स छ त्यो कोर्स भनेको 10% मजदुर कल्याणकारी कोर्स बज्यो तर यो भित्र रहेका हाम्रो गार्जियन्स अथवा हामीले गाइड गर्छु भनेर रहेका सम्बन्धित निकायहरूले हाम्रो निम्ति किन विकल्पहरू खोज्दैनन् भनेपछि 10% मजदुर कल्याणकारी कोर्सको बजेट 5 वर्षदेखि यताको हेर्ने हो भने 15 करोड रहेछ.
Tourism employees said they are considering protest because the government has turned a blind eye to their problems even during such crisis. The Central Jail in Kathmandu has courted controversy for the suspicious death of a prisoner. Doctors conducting post-mortem have claimed that the victim's death occurred due to COVID-19 infection, but the prisoner's family suspects foul play. Or report.
3-year-old Ramlakhan Jaiswal, serving his prison sentence at Central Jail Sundara, died under suspicious circumstances on Friday. According to jail administration, Jaiswal had been taken to Bir Hospital on Friday after complaints of breathing difficulties. He died shortly after reaching the hospital. The jail administration added Mr. Jaiswal was suffering from chronic illness and had also tested COVID-19 positive. However, Jaiswal's family has claimed that the victim has been murdered. The family was initially denied to observe Jaiswal's body, citing his death from COVID-19. However, Jaiswal's daughter Rashmi, who identified as a nurse, was granted permission to observe her father's body. According to Rashmi, the victim's body was drenched in blood, had big black marks all over his body, and had serious cut marks. The family claims the victim was murdered as the cut in his neck and face were covered by mask.
त्यहाँ एउटा यस्तै झ्याल थियो कि झ्यालबाट हामीले के गर्यौं डन्डा लिएर कपडा हटायौं कपडा हटाएपछि त्यो बुवाको जुन त्यो सीन देख्यौं स्थिति देख्यौं त्यो स्थिति देखेपछि हामी त फ्यान्ट भयौं कि बुवालाई त मारे जस्तो हामीलाई आफै भयो हैन त्यस्तो मारे जस्तो देखेछ यो त कोरोना पेशेन्ट यस्तो हुनै सक्दैन त्यसपछि हामी अब त्यहाँ के रे रुन गाउन थाल्यौं सबै त्यहाँ बाहिर मान्छे जम्मा भएपछि मिडियाहरु पनि आउन थाल्नु भयो.
The relatives and victims' family staged protest outside the hospital, stating Jaiswal was murdered in cold blood yesterday. The jail administration has begun probe into the matter. The administration has also admitted to suspicious injuries on victim's body, despite claiming that Jaiswal's death occurred due to COVID-19 infection. The case will be investigated fairly, Central Jail Administration said.
मलाई जहाँसम्म लाग्छ त्यो भएको छैन भन्ने मेरो बुझाइ हो. मैले अहिलेसम्म हेर्दाखेरि देख्दाखेरि सीसी क्यामेरा पनि मैले हेरेँ. सीसी क्यामेराहरु हेर्दा पनि उहाँ सकुशलै उहाँको कुनै चोटपटक केही छैन. सकुशलै यहाँबाट निस्केर अस्पताल जानु भएको छ. हामीले प्रारम्भिक अनुसन्धान गरेर त्यो भेटाएका छौं. अब जेलको नेतृत्व लिएर बसिएपछि मैले हाम्रो गल्ती छैन भन्नु एउटा मेरो धर्म पनि हो, स्वाभाविकै पनि हो. ठीक छ, अनुसन्धान गरौँ, छानबिन गरौँ, के कसो देखिन्छ त्यही अनुसार अगाडि बढ्दा राम्रो होला.
Ramlakhan Jaiswal, a local from Siddhartha Municipality 5, was a former people's representative. He was serving jail sentence for homicide for the last 8 years in Central Jail.
And now the news from the economic front. The government has decided to operate regular flights to Gulf countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait from 1st of October. Previously, the commercial international flights to these destinations were not operated from 17th of September because of the problems surrounding PCR tests, and hence only chartered and rescue flights were operational. However, the latest flight plan from the Gulf countries and the respective airlines have also been released to operate regular flights from 1st of October. Secretary of Ministry Kedar Bahadur Adhikari informed of the decision to operate regular commercial flights to Doha of Qatar, Riyadh of Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. According to the flight plan, 109 flights are scheduled for 25 days to these destinations. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. China and India have agreed to stop sending more troops to the Himalayan flashpoint along their disputed border and to avoid any actions that might complicate the tense situation there. According to Reuters, the two countries made the announcement yesterday, a day after senior military officials from both the countries exchanged views on their contested border. Chinese Defense Ministry spokesman Wu Xian confirmed the decision, Reuters reported. A joint press release issued by the Indian government in New Delhi said that both sides had agreed to avoid misunderstandings and misjudgments and refrain from unilaterally changing the situation on the ground. The two sides also agreed to hold the 7th round of military commander-level meeting as soon as possible. The release said thousands of Indian and Chinese troops are currently amassed along a disputed stretch of border in the Ladakh region bordering Tibet. After weeks of tensions, a standoff in the remote western Himalayan region erupted into a bloody hand-to-hand clash in June, in which 20 Indian soldiers were killed and China suffered an unspecified number of casualties. Both countries have since said they are attempting to resolve the situation through diplomatic and military channels, but talks appear to have made little headway so far. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Sanju Samson, Stephen Smith and Jofra Archer managed to out-hit Chennai Super Kings with 17 sixes between them as the Rajasthan Royals opened their campaign with a win in Sharjah. The tournament's first 220-plus score was fueled by Samson's 32 ball 74, Smith's balanced 47 ball 69 and Archer's 4 sixes in a row in the last over and proved to be too much for the Super Kings, who fell 16 runs short of the total. Put into bat first, RR lost their first wicket early in the form of Deepak Chahar. However, Sanju Samson, who came into bat with Stephen Smith, took the game away from CSK with powerful hitting. While CSK were looking to restrict RR below 200 after the fall of all big hitters, English baseman Jofra Archer, who scored 27 of 8 balls, hit 4 sixes in the final over to take his side to 216 for 7. Needing 217 runs to win, CSK were given a steady start by Murli Vijay and Shane Watson, but the star of the batting lineup was South African Faf du Plessis, who scored a 72 of 37 deliveries. The match was all but over when du Plessis was caught out in the penultimate over and CSK needed 38 of the final 6 deliveries. MS Dhoni hit 3 sixes in the final over, but CSK still fell 16 runs short and lost the match. The postponement of plans for fans to return to sporting events in England may lead to the devastating impact on football clubs, BBC reported. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson said on Tuesday plans for some fans to return from 1st of October will not go ahead. The Premier League said it was disappointed by the announcement. It added that the football economy is unsustainable without fans attending matches. Tranmere Rovers Vice Chair Nicola Palios said the impact could be devastating for many clubs throughout the English Football League system. A lot of clubs are already in huge financial difficulties, and the impact of the pandemic might top some of them over the edge, BBC reported. Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden had a meeting with representatives of the major sports on Tuesday to discuss the decision and talk about the request for a sports recovery fund. He later posted on social media, "We agreed to work together to help them through this difficult period." We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. NCP Secretariat assigns party leadership to sort out unity issue, gives 10 days time to prepare a proposal. Kathmandu sees no respite in surge of coronavirus infection, death toll climbs to 449. Jail inmate dies in suspicious circumstances. Family members claim the victim was murdered. China, India agree not to send more troops to Ladakh, issue joint statement pledging not to escalate border dispute. And Rajasthan Royals trumps Chennai Super Kings in a high-scoring IPL match. CSK falls 16 runs short of the win. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.